to Golden Fears. My name is John Forward, producer / great nephew of the show. So on this edition of Golden Fear, my great Aunt Edna and her friend Taffy are going to come in a minute. This week we're going back to the well. I started this version of the podcast going through this box set of obscure curiosities called the Lost Picture Show, and we took a detour. We did some more mainstream Hollywood fare, but we need to get back to our indie roots. So this week it's the Sex Serum of Dr. Blake, a title that Edna wasn't super jazzed about. The quick synopsis from the back of the case here. The Sex Serum of Dr. Blake from 1970. Or wait, hold on. I started too late in the sentence. Considered by many to be amongst the holy grails of lost exploitation cinema, Charles Nizet's delirious mix of sex and violence. The Sex Serum of Dr. Blake from 1970, subsequently re-edited and re-released as Voodoo Heartbeat in 1972, piles on heart-ripping orgies, blood drinking, boat chases, and much, much more. And this comes with a little booklet that talks about all the movies. I'm not going to read the whole thing out, but just to give us some backstory for the movie. Let's get the trailer going in the corner here. Technically, this is the trailer for Voodoo Heartbeat. Can I make that go on a loop on YouTube? How does that work? I don't know. Well, we won't need to do that, but the Sex Serum of Dr. Blake, a.k.a. Voodoo Heartbeat, has long been tantalizing mystery to fans of American exploitation films. Unavailable for over 40 years, it seemingly survived only as a poster, a few ad mats, and a handful of book references. So, obscure movie. It came out. It was notably rated X. The director was quite adamant that it was for adults only. If that didn't seem to work out very well for them, at some point they re-edited down to an R rating. So that was they resubmitted it to the MPAA under a new title, Voodoo Heartbeat. Presumably shorn of its more risque nudity, this version received an R rating and played extensively across the U.S. So they cut it down for a little bit. At some point, it says, at various times during its 5-year run, Voodoo Heartbeat was advertised with a PG rating instead of the R allotted by the MPAA. Was it re-edited? A theater owner wrote to, anyway... He said that kids loved the PG version of this movie. They laughed and called it campy. So somebody edited down to a PG, but the Sex Serum version reemerged in 1976 in a smattering of X-rated movie theaters and such. And anyway, Vinegar Syndrome dug this up. It appears to be the original cut with bloody limb lopping, gory heart removal, lots of pre-hardcore female nudity, a lingering full frontal shot of the portly Will Long, and glimpses of testicles during a nude threesome. Enjoy. So I think that's probably a good way to set this up. So let's get rid of that, and let's get rid of that, and let's get the ladies in here. Do you ever just get naughty and
and
Wait,
you
what?
and you and
Do I have to do the what now?
you make a sandwich, but instead of the regular bread, you use banana bread.
Now, Edna, don't be telling my
Just,
secrets. Edna, I told you
sounds
not to
pretty
be
good.
telling my secrets there,
Just
darling.
peanut butter and banana bread
Edna, it's too much.
sandwich. It's a nice treat on a Sunday.
Now, you don't be... Well, now, you can be having that, but nephew Jonathan, don't
I
you be
don't
eating that all the
know,
time.
Jonathan. Hello.
Can you eat
ever-
peanuts?
Do you
Yeah,
ever
I can
eat-
eat- I
I
can
can
eat
make
peanuts.
you up a ham and banana
Edna-
bread sandwich.
Edna,
I don't-
all
that
the
doesn't-
kids,
that
they
sounds
can't eat
weird.
peanuts.
They
Does he eat do you eat peanuts,
died.
Jonathan?
Joe.
Yeah.
He loves. He says he
I love
he
these
loves
nuts.
these nuts.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
He must mean all
I don't
kinds of
know.
nut,
Yeah,
peanut,
he always says these
cashew.
ones.
These
I think he
nuts.
likes all the nuts.
He must,
but
yeah.
He always
He's
says
a-
he
Look at him
likes
laughing.
these.
Look at him laughing. What's so
These-
funny over there?
Just
Well, this is
nothing.
we're a comedy sensation, so it's,
Are we? Oh, I gotta
on the
remember because
internets.
last time I was thinking, Taffy, you gotta let the people see your beautiful face. Which way should I go? This way?
Well, is
Which
that
way
the camera? Is
Up
that
I
no?
think
It's here.
No, it's right
here,
there. See?
there on
Yeah.
the computer.
Okay.
No, this.
Okay.
That's
well,
my camera.
Let me look
It's
forward- Let me get over close to you.
it's
We got you in the shot.
it's Golden Fears.
Saturday night, live from the in.
It's
Oh, I almost said where he lived at.
Oh,
Saturday
jeez.
night.
You don't want people
Not supposed to
coming
tell that.
over
You're not
here.
supposed to tell that on the
Coming
internet.
over here. He said,
We gotta
"Oh,
reframe this.
your other." Yeah, it's a secret business. I always forget. I have it written down on a little piece of paper in my purse.
Edna, I've
the
been meaning to
address.
ask. Can I borrow this?
That's not my
that your
tape.
tape?
That Jonathan
All right,
is
I'll have to
Rita
check.
Rita
McNeil, that's
McNeil.
She's a good singer.
Home
She's
I'll
some good
be.
singer.
That's a good
I'm
one.
not even making fun. I'm being
That's a
genuine right
good
now.
one.
That's not even laughing.
Jonathan, you
like that.
hold this up to the
Can you
to
get
the
that to-
to the camera.
Yeah, you take care of that there, hon. Remind me to ask you before I leave. I can take that with me.
Yeah. So this movie we're back to the box. But
We sure are.
yeah,
We sure are.
well,
Edna.
it's similar to I thought it was gonna be like The Substance because there's a youth serum.
Oh,
Different
Oh,
Serum.
the
I
movie.
didn't catch on to that.
The movie
You're right.
is
Is
called
this set in the same universe?
the sex serum
Edna.
of Dr. Blake. But
It's got another name though.
Also is Voodoo Heartbeat. Those are I like Voodoo Heartbeat because you don't have to say the
Yeah,
S word,
me
but
too.
it's there was a little
There
bit
was
of
a
voodoo.
little bit of voodoo.
There was
It
a
was
ritual.
Little
they were
bit-
doing something.
So this is an
doing
older movie back
In
and
the 70s again, Edna.
70s.
Not as much on the strip though.
There was it was the it was,
really
this
on the
is the
strip.
movie. It's about the Las Vegas airport. Starts out. It had some music at the start. I thought James Bond was gonna come out and
They did
be-
make it seem like that, didn't they?
yeah.
They did make it
and,
look like that.
and there was
All the men wearing a suit.
Did you see there was little words at the bottom
There was
of the
Listen,
screen? And
now listen.
I,
I got to tell you
it
something,
was
Edna.
confusing.
I got to tell you something, Edna. They got two different languages there on the bottom. Neither one of them English. They're speaking English. I couldn't understand what they were saying a good 25% of the time.
if you're
Edna.
gonna send a
Boy.
Blu-ray to New Brunswick, you have to
Boy.
learn the language.
Well, I don't know. I don't even know about that too much. They weren't very. They gotta like enunciate the words, and
Well,
sometimes
there was
there
words
was
on
like a
the-
little piece missing. I
Words
think,
on the bottom
and I couldn't even
little,
tell what was going on.
little scratchies on the screen and the sound. I thought was
Well, this one's homegrown.
there. Yeah, so
I think they call that an indie
yeah, and from
Technically.
Indiana
indie film
and
in the desert.
And so
Filmed in the desert.
these science men, they say one of the science men, he says he found the serum of youth, which I seem to be getting older every episode of this.
Oh, Edna, you look great.
Thing.
I was gonna ask you if you've been doing something.
Oh, my hair's
Did you get a chemical peel?
Your hair's beautiful.
Did you get a chemical peel?
No, just a banana
you gotta
peel.
get a chemical
just
peel.
a banana
Just
peel.
a banana bread peel.
Yeah.
Edna.
But
Oh, you're crazy. You're some crazy.
The scientists, they're having a meeting. He calls it a lab, but it's like
they were in Area 51 is what that's called.
Their internet show room with the wood panels.
That's called
and a big table.
That's Area 51 in the desert.
Yeah,
that's where the aliens go.
Okay, there wasn't any. There might be. It might be.
Not
the serum might be aliens.
Maybe
they don't say it in the movie, but the science man.
There was probing going on.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. It's the S word's right in the name of the movie. And the science man, he comes in and he says, "Hey guys, I went and I visited this ancient tribe.
I watched these people doing the wild monkey dance.
They gave me a 14-year-old wife,
and he had to do it.
They said if he didn't have a 14-year-old wife, they would be if somebody gives you a nice present like you don't want to.
Well, Edna, that's
you don't want to
I don't know, Edna. It didn't seem
like Jonathan. This isn't my usual coffee mug,
but
there's a big
going on that one there?
razor blade on
be
it.
Careful.
But yeah, no. He said they gave me the 14-year-old wife,
the other
and
guys
he
in the
indulged.
The other guys in the room, they looked at each other.
Yeah. Well,
that's what you got to do. You go
in Rome.
When you encroach on someone's territory and you're like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" You're not invited, and they give you a child bride. What are you gonna do?
So he said, and then his father-in-law had some health troubles, and he passed on. But then he was on his way to Jesus. And they cut to they start walking up the mountain for about 35 minutes.
This film loves a long cut. Unbroken.
Just a long. There are people walking through the desert with torches, and they've got hoods.
I don't know if you notice this, but I love when they're filming in the daytime and they got that blue filter on there. That's my favorite. Look at my eyeshadow.
It's nighttime on your eyeballs.
It's night right now, on my face.
Nighttime right on your eyeballs. They can see the sun poking.
No, it's nighttime because
neighbors don't need to see in here.
Don't look at the sun behind the curtain.
When I close it up,
just look at the eyes.
It's dark now.
Yeah. So they walk up the hill this way, and then they walk up the hill this way, then they go around and they go up here in the path, and they get in there, and they go to Devil's Gate.
Yeah.
They go to the Devil's Gate. It looked like a big concrete. It's like Jonathan has his baby barn shed on top of out there on top of Devil's Gate in the backyard.
Slab in there, and they got the leopard leopard print. They're wearing
zebra concrete
all over the place.
The man, he lays down and
he's just about ready to kick the bucket.
He's right. He's
just about ready to give her up.
I don't know if they have buckets in that culture.
I'm gonna turn the page. I usually try to be secret about it, but now I'm just gonna openly be
it's
doing
fine.
it.
We write down these so that we can have a nice show, and Jonathan's been saying that we're on here. We go longer than a group of ladies walking up a mountain with an old man and their torches.
These are off camera conversations.
But they get in there in Devil's Gate and they lay and then they take off all their clothes.
Well, wait now, Edna. You're getting ahead of yourself here because they give him the potion.
Yeah,
right?
they
give him a potion, the serum.
Well, they just gave him a drink of something.
He goes into a young man, and then they all take off their clothes.
Yeah, he gets and young.
They're dancing, they're writhing, they're squirming all over the place.
Their boobies are hanging out, and their vajayjays.
Their vajayjays. And let me tell you this. Let me tell you this one.
No.
For some reason, the music stops and there's just a banging, and it's supposed to be drums. I think
it's just
banging.
It's not
Damn
even
near had a panic attack.
not even a good rhythm. Just
banging.
Another 70 minutes of banging.
And Edna, as I'm sitting there and we're watching this, they're all doing the wild monkey dance at the same time. On this guy was an old man, now he's a young man. All I'm thinking is, it's the middle of the day. Are people looking in Jonathan's front window? Watching us in there, a couple old birds watching this on the television.
They can't see.
He doesn't have any curtain. He doesn't have any curtain. He has that nice
middle of the
He's got the nice lace that I gave him. That's around.
That came from you,
yeah. I got that at Martin's. It was $4.99.
Oh my Lord, $4.99. That's a great deal.
Now Jonathan says we can't go to Martin's anymore because Donald Trump will take our money.
Oh, I don't believe that. I don't believe that, Edna. You're listening to that old bullpucky on the Facebook.
But if you could have a magic potion to make you young, but you had to have a bunch of naked ladies dancing around you, do you think you would still want to do it?
I can't say as I would, because right after that they're dancing, then they just kill them. Now, Edna, I can't rightly say I understand what that was all about.
Bad enough, they're dancing around with their boobs and their butts out, and then
the doctor's been watching them the whole time.
He's
creeping on the down low.
He's peeking around on a rock in the corner. Oh, that's the what kind of chair?
The cuck chair.
Okay, and he. But one of the ladies,
they took his heart.
I thought she was gonna leave her clothes on, but after the end she was like, my boobs. Oops, I forgot to take out my boobs, and
now I'm gonna get your heart out.
And she stabbed
it right
him,
out of there.
and she pulled out his heart. Did she do anything with the heart? I don't.
Nope, didn't do nothing. And then it cuts right back to the room. The wood panel room. So this man's been in there telling this graphic group sex story.
He watched this all happen, and he said, "I need to get some of this serum.
I got to get in on this."
And he brings
That's
back.
What he does. He gets right in there and he gets that potion that they were giving to that old fella.
He wants to know what happens if you take the serum, but you don't. Your heart doesn't fall out. And he wants to. He only got a little bit, so he wants to have an experiment
on a convict.
The one man, he says, "Oh, we can't just. We found this old goo in a cave. We can't just give it to a person because they might get sick." But they said some bad man in jail. He said, I'll take your magic potion. I'm not. He just told them about this potion in that room, and I don't know when they talked to the jail man.
I'm sure they got a whole bunch of guys just sitting around there waiting for it to be an experiment.
But they find a volunteer. But the one man, you have to follow the science, and he didn't like it, and he just I wrote down the man's name. He says, "I need a guinea pig," and they give him Joe Piccolini.
Yeah, you don't hear too much about old Joe after this.
Joe Piccolini.
They made it seem like that was going to be relevant, but it wasn't.
We never meet. Joe Piccolini.
Never seen hide nor hair of Joe Piccolini.
Joe Piccolini. He's sitting in jail, thinking I'm going to have a magic potion.
I'm going to have a voodoo heartbeat.
I'm going to have some naked ladies, and I'm going to be 30 years younger,
dancing on me,
and I'm going to get out of jail. But old Joe Piccolini, he's just sitting in the cell waiting the whole movie.
And then
poor Joe.
But he says it's the serum of youth, but they want to make army supermen with it, and I'm not sure why he thinks. But there's some of the red Chinese were spying on them in the car.
Was that what that was supposed to be? Okay, because now I was confused there, Edna, because they had. Okay, so the one guy that was watching group sex, he got the potion, right? And he's got it on him, on a handcuff.
They're on their way to see Joe Piccolini.
They're going to see Joe, going up to see Joe Piccolini. And then these two other fellas.
Probably in a wood panel prison cell.
Oh, for sure he was. They love a wood panel. A blue filter.
Every room in this movie has a wood panel, except for the bedroom.
One might even say literally the same one, Edna.
Maybe.
Could be the same one. Not sure on that.
They had a boardroom, they had a bedroom, and then they had
blood bank.
Blood bank.
Blood office.
Down the hall.
Down the hall from his own office. So they go out, and they got the thing on his, cuffed on his arm, and then two guys come.
Yeah, they put a handcuff on the briefcase.
And the two guys come, and they get it. They killed them all. All the guys.
You're
not supposed
shooting.
to say that, Edna.
Yeah, the red Chinese.
Red Chinese. Now that's what they said in the movie. I'm just saying that.
The Chino-Americans.
I think that's right.
And
I think that's the right one.
They have a big
You mean
they have a big shootout, and they're not very good shots.
No.
They're all just standing there, and he's like bang bang bang. He shoots and he hits them a couple times, and then they cut off his hand, and he runs away with the suitcase.
While they're doing this, Edna. Now I was trying to figure out.
He's slowly going into the car to get his gun.
Now I'm trying to figure this out when I'm watching it, because the one ways they're going and they're out in the desert, and then the camera turns another way and they're looking at ladies running in their driveway in the neighborhood. So I was trying to figure out, is this in the just in desert neighborhood? I guess.
I think they have a nice suburb, a row of houses just in the middle, just in the desert,
just in the Nevada desert.
But they have a big bang bang shoot 'em up fight, and he drives away, and then he switches a car, and then he gets a new car, and then he just crashes the car right away.
Didn't really understand what that was about.
And then some man, he looked like Elvis Presley.
Not even Joe Piccolini.
Elvis Presley comes. He's got a big old mutton chops. He's got a little like a Superman curly do. I'll hang it. This is and he goes up, and one of the Chinese he gets shot, and he gets left behind, and then the second Chinese man he crashes the car, and then Elvis Presley comes and he takes the briefcase
takes him out,
and the hand is still attached to the arms.
Off the fella, he cut the arm off, or the arm just come right off him?
The Chinese men, they cut it off,
and they were just holding it while he's driving out the window,
just hanging on. And he says he's a car crash, and he's like, well, better check to see if there's any mysterious briefcase
on there
attached to an
arm. Lo
arm.
and behold, there it is. So he grabs that up.
Then we find out that that Elvis Presley is Dr. Blake. He's the title, the serum.
Oh, he was
Dr. Blake.
Okay, because first I thought it was the first guy, I at first I didn't know he was a doctor, and I was like, geez, no, why's he got all the stuff for doing needles at his house?
Well, he's a doctor. Dr. Blake brings this suitcase home,
takes it home.
He puts it in the sink and gets some newspapers so he doesn't make a mess, and then he's got to cut the.
He makes a mess anyway.
Couldn't he just if the arm's cut off? Can't you just pull it out of the handcuff and leave that behind?
Can't you just open the
scene?
case?
So he cuts the arm, and then he just, well, we can't let this go to waste, and he puts the arm in his
you
freezer.
And
Nothing else in there.
And then
it's grocery week.
And then he's looking in the briefcase, and he's looking, and there's a folder in there, right? It says top secret. We never see what's in there, by the way.
He breaks in.
They don't show.
I think the briefcase, it just had the
Serum.
the top
Joe
secret
Piccolini.
file folder.
Well,
and
I think it's got Joe Piccolini's picture in there, and he's like, "Ooh, yeah."
probably had Joe Piccolini's letter saying, "I want to take your magic serum.
I want to take a Voodoo Heartbeat."
And he had the little tube, the vial of clear serum, and is wrapped in some kind of gray thing. And then he gets out his home needle kit, and he does I need a nurse to wrap the rubber thing.
No, he just does it all on his own, by himself.
He finds
right
a briefcase. He finds a briefcase with a little jar and a crashed card. He goes, "Hey,
you know what? Time to shoot her in there, boys."
This secret file says that
says,
naked ladies show up.
Put this right in your arm. So he does.
Well, no,
he shoots it right in there.
But the man in the cave didn't put it in the needle.
No, he drank it.
He
but
drank it.
this one's
I'm
pure.
on my page now.
Okay.
But yeah, he just
gets in there,
injects it, and then we cut back to the one of the science man that didn't want to have the experiment, and he's telling his Chinese wife about his bad day in the lab and the disregard for human life, which is these science men, they just do whatever they want, and they're shooting all the stuff, and then his wife, "Oh, let me give you a massage," and she has
she puts a thing on her hand.
She has a little machine. It's got a cord on it. It's plugged into the wall.
Yeah,
and
I didn't know what that was supposed to be.
Puts it on her hand, and she's
I guess
rubbing.
It makes it vibrate.
She's rubbing her hand.
Rubbing them.
I don't
she's
know
all rubbing on them.
If it's like the magic fingers on,
it looked like a stapler.
Shakes your hand.
I don't know what was going on with that. That's something in Las Vegas that I don't know. That's one of those things they got down there. I don't know about that.
They spent 10 minutes taking off his clothes down to his little tighty whities.
Oh, they weren't tight, Edna.
With his loosey whities.
Nothing tight about those whities.
And she gives
around like a dead fish.
She gives them a rub down, and then it's time
for taking off my clothes.
Take out my boobies.
Well, I'm a woman on this movie. Let's take my shirt off.
And then she just lays down and spends another 5 minutes slowly pulling his underwears off.
Every woman in that movie had her boobs out.
You seen his little bird?
Yeah, it was doing a little tweet.
It was
right there.
It was a little bird.
It was just a little tiny bird.
And they didn't even take his underwear all the way off.
No.
Just pull it down. I don't want to get too personal, but if I'm, when I was married and we were, I didn't like it when the underwear just come part down. If we're gonna have an expression of marital love,
okay, Edna,
it needs the underwears need to come all the way off.
Well, luckily for us, there was a hard and severe cut to an office.
Yeah,
for no reason.
I was happy to get back to the office.
Yeah, back to that office with the wood panel.
But
let me tell you about that. And then guess what? Then the phone's ringing.
Yeah, the daughter.
Guess what? It's the daughter.
He's like, well, it seems like she just arrived on an airplane to come visit her dad.
Yes, she did. And she's like, "Hey, Dad.
Hey, I'm at the airport. How come you're not coming to get me?"
And he just says, "Oh, doing those abortions, Dad.
I got all kinds of problems." And yeah, she's like, "Hey, Dad, I was going to ask you about that abortion case."
Yeah.
And
he's like,
he
"Nope,
said,
just manslaughter."
No, they didn't get me for the abortion, but I accidentally killed the girl, and so they're trying to get me for that.
Get him for that.
Al Capone.
And
she's like, "Oh, okay, Dad."
But so she's just stay at the airport, and he said, "You know what? Well, I'll meet you." I don't know how old the daughter was supposed to be.
I didn't have a clue. She could have been 30, and she could have been 14.
He's just I'll meet you at 8:00, and we'll have a nice steak dinner.
Two of them sitting there eating their steak. She got an A in gastronomy.
Yeah,
She'll tell you that.
She got the best
'Cause
mark in
she's starving.
gastronomy class.
She's
and
starving, boys. So she
she's
gets a steak
they
into
got
her
steak and fries.
with a lot of fries. She said.
She in Dr. Blake got a rare steak.
Very so rare.
She said he usually
never gets that.
I like a steak well done. I don't like to see the blood. We see enough blood on this radio show that Jonathan has us doing. I don't need to be putting it in my mouth.
We don't need to be getting more on there.
So
there, a little bit more.
And then he just goes. He just leaves.
He says,
he just
hey,
gets up. He's like, hey
daughter,
I got an emergency. I got an abortion emergency.
I got problems. See you later.
Bye. And he leaves his daughter.
I forgot,
two steak dinners.
I forgot about my problem.
Bye.
So see you later.
He's gone. He's gone right out
and
of
then
there. But you know what he does?
He
He's
goes
doing
home
the needle again.
he goes home and he's making the nasty with his young girlfriend, and then he punches her in the face.
Yeah, but he did the needle though.
Did he do more?
Yes.
Did he
I got
do
it
more?
right in here. Yeah, he did more needle. Having a nap. Oh, the
he didn't seem to be getting any younger.
No,
and that's the serum of
he
youth.
Didn't get any younger.
You would see usually in these, maybe his mutton chops, they start out gray and they dye them black, but he stayed the same except for he wanted to punch and bite his girlfriend.
He wants to be punching. He's biting. He's drinking the blood.
Her in the face.
Make no sense.
Is he a vampire?
Well, I don't know, Edna.
Well, they
weren't real clear on that. I think he was a voodoo.
Well, he said he got his rare steak, so he needed the blood, but he didn't stick around to eat it. He had to leave.
Guess what happens then?
He's like, you know what's better than a steak? A punched lady.
Punching my girlfriend and biting her. And then guess what? After that, listen to this. The daughter, she's in the house now, even though he said several times, don't come to the house. She's in there. She's looking in the freezer.
Said,
guess
please
what?
Don't come to my house.
Did you forget about the arm in the freezer? Because guess what? Now she knows about it.
And she comes. She sees the freezer. She calls the captain of the police.
Yeah, she gives him a ring.
He answers. His office has wood paneling. And
then and part of the movie seeed to be missing. Right around here.
Yeah, and no,
I couldn't follow this one real good.
She shows up and
couldn't follow this one.
They say something about the red Chinese again. It's not really explained how.
And all this is still the same day.
The only reason they know that Dr. Blake has the serum is because this girl said, "Hey, I found an arm in my dad's freezer," and they're like, he must have the serum because we're missing an arm.
We got a corpse missing an arm, and she's like, "Well, guess what? It's right over here."
And I just want to cut in. There is doing some research. There's a lot of screenshots of Dr. Blake with full fangs. So I think there's a different cut of the movie where he is a vampire. And they also expand on the Chinese conspiracy element that's not really explained in the cut that we saw, but like this is in the trailer.
We intend to get that serum one way or another.
That was not presented in the cut of the movie that we saw. So, oh wait, I disappeared there for a second. But anyway, that's just some context.
She says, my dad's not connected to the red Chinese, but they say, no, you have to help us. What kind of boat
does he have? Because he's got a boat.
She'll tell the police that he's got an arm in his freezer, but when they say, what kind of boat does he got?
She said, I'm not helping you. Why should I help you?
I don't want to talk to you,
my
police.
Sick father from murdering people.
This is my dad. I'll tell you when he's got an arm in a freezer, but if you want to know what kind of boat he's got, you need a warrant.
You're on your own, copper. That's what she said. So now you got the guy, the dad, that's got the Dr. Blake. So he's wandering around. He's got a loaded gun. He's going all out in the desert.
He didn't even go to his boat that they thought he was going to.
Yeah, I don't know what the relevant. That's foreshadowing. I think
he needs victims and he needs blood, so he's just gonna walk around an abandoned canyon in the desert.
Goes out in the canyon, and you'll never guess.
He's walking around.
You'll never guess what he finds.
There's two people.
There's a couple making out,
laying out on a towel in the middle of a canyon.
In the middle of the canyon,
like
desert.
It's the beach. There's a couple couple of beer cans.
There's a Budweiser towel. Did you see that? Did you clock that?
No, I didn't. No product placement.
Yeah, got a Budweiser towel on there. So they're going skin diving, he says.
Well, I was confused because at first they say they were going skin diving, and then she says, "Do you want to do a different kind of skin dive?" And I didn't know what the first kind of skin diving was.
No, they don't really get into that.
They call it a It was a single entendre.
I guess so.
And
so they're doing the skin diving,
and he says no. Well, there's another couple that's with them, and he
doesn't
says
stop. He's just
old Joe down there. He's probably going to stay where he's at skin diving, but maybe his lady will come back, and he didn't want her to see his bare butt.
Maybe our friend's girlfriend will come up here and she'll start.
She'll
start having a go with us.
She said,
because we heard that she goes both ways.
She's one of those bimanuals. And so she just sees, she says, "Hey, lovers, can I jump in here?
Hey, can I get in?
Hey, I like both, and there's both right
he's
here.
He's like, put your mouth right on
myself.
This then, honey, why don't you?"
Yeah, he says, "Why don't you put your mouth where the action is?"
She gets right in there.
And
they're all licking,
the action was on the other girl's mouth, and
overdub moans.
The sexy times in this are like some of the
they're
other.
Not great.
They just like in the first one, in the cave, the ladies, she's just laying on top of him, rubbing her back into his stomach, and just with her boobs hanging out.
Yeah, that was weird. I almost feel like they don't know what they're doing.
They're kissing, and he's
they can take some lessons from me.
He's biting her belly button.
Oh my Lord!
Some nonsense.
Oh my Lord!
And yeah, they're not very graceful when they're taking off their clothes. It kind of gets part down, and it takes too long, and
takes a while. They really had to pat her out on this film.
Yeah,
they were really stretching her out.
But Dr. Blake's watching them have this.
Oh yeah, he's watching this the whole time.
Having this
loaded gun.
Now he's the one peeking over a rock now,
having group sex again
at the beginning, and he says, "Oh boy!" At some point, somebody explains that he needs to. He calls the doctor and says, "Hey."
Oh yeah, he's like, "My blood don't."
Hey, I found this serum, and the doctor on the other end of the phone is like, "Oh, I know what this is. You need fresh blood."
Yeah, your blood don't work anymore because you did that serum that you found in a car crash.
It's like I didn't think it's like when I can't get in to see my doctor, I can use the Maple app on my tablet.
Well, not to mention Edna, that they just found this in a cave.
He
knows right away what it is.
He says, "Hey doctor, I found I drank a serum." He's
like, "Oh yeah, that's that Voodoo Heartbeat."
Not sure. They found this thing in a cave, and I stole it out of from a red Chinese from a crashed car, and the doctor's like, "Oh, well, you need to have some fresh blood."
He's like, "Well, you better get over there."
Dr. Blake stole some old blood from down the hallway in his office. I guess that didn't work. They didn't really show what he did with that.
Yeah.
And then he
they threw that scene away, didn't they?
He comes and he shoots them. They're all naked, and then he just comes down and bites them a little bit,
biting them on the neck.
The most blood's in the hip. That's where he likes to bite them.
Yeah, that's the most meaty part of the body.
And
right on that hip.
and then he escapes. They're in the middle of the desert, but I guess off camera, there's a boat in a river.
They found the boat.
It's a different boat, and they have.
It was the boat of the people that was making out with the Budweiser.
The police are looking for Dr. Blake's boat, and they find out. They get a call that he's in the desert boat, so they jump in their police boat, and they have a big boat chase.
You know what else said? Now listen to this.
A lot of boats.
Remember, there was the young policeman, and he was some confused.
Yeah, he kept saying the wrong words.
Seemed like he didn't even know where he was.
Big jumbo walkie-talkies.
Oh yeah, giant walkie-talkie.
Antenna this big.
Remember that when you used to have those phones like that, Edna? Be like the size of that thing right there. They can't see that. Jonathan's got a big thing right there. No, Jonathan.
Lifting that big phone.
It's a computer thing.
It's a
computer thing.
Soundboard.
As big as your
soundboard.
He's bad.
But yeah, no, they have a big boat chase, and then he crashes the boat into the sand, and then it explodes.
And I can't tell you that I imagined when we were watching when we were watching this movie. Can't tell you that I imagined it was going to end with a boat chase.
Well,
with a high speed boat chase.
They're shooting on the boat, and there's a guy hanging
shooting
off the
automatic
side.
weapons.
He's got a machine gun.
He just had. Thank God he had that.
Well,
though.
one guy he's like, hey, you should use the
automatic. He says,
and then he's like, bah, 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 and then he's got another clip in his shirt. Yeah. He pops
Good
that
thing
in.
he had that that fit his other friend's gun.
Yeah, and then somehow they ended up on the shore watching him crash the boat. I don't know how they got off. And then
they went quicker, though.
And then the boat just crashes.
Exploded.
And the daughter's with them while they're having a high-speed shootout with her dad. And she's like, no, don't kill my dad.
Don't shoot. Don't high-speed shoot my dad.
But they shoot him, and
it's too late.
They're like, no, he's my dad. He's going to crash. And I'm watching. I'm like, oh, no, he's just going to go up on the shore.
He don't.
But then we cut, and it's kind of, there's a big explosion.
Goes right in there.
And then there's a circle in the sky, and the science man with the Chinese massage wife, he just says voodoo, and then it's the end.
He says it's the voodoo. It's the curse of the voodoo. And then he looks him right dead in the eye, Edna, and he says, they were right. Could you hear that when I whispered it? Should I say it a little louder in case?
It's coming through.
I think the little green thing goes.
They were right. When he's looking up at the circle in the sky made out of smoke that came after the boat crash. They crashed the boat.
So Dr. Blake, he didn't get younger. He got mad and he wanted to punch and shoot and bite everybody, and he wanted blood. I don't know how Dr. Blake knew about the briefcase, or if he just was walking by when the car crash happened and he decided to take the briefcase with the severed arm home.
I think maybe there were a couple different movies filmed and they had to.
They didn't. I don't know who the Chinese spies were, and the massage hand machine lady. I was very confused. It wasn't too long though. The last one.
Thank God. I can't take these movies. I can't take these films that these young people are watching 7, 8, 9 hours long. I can't do it. I can't do it, Edna.
No,
it's too much.
It's too, and there was some nice music, the James Bond music, and the boat chase and the car chase was very exciting.
And they played that song when the Chinese wife came on, and I was like, oh.
What song?
It was one of those, one of those type of songs that they play when in the old movies when the Chinese person comes.
With the old, the gong, the big
and then best part of that, they didn't even have enough music for the rest of the scene, so instead of looping it, just dead silence. Mm-hmm. With the thing buzzing. I thought at first when she was putting that thing on her hand, Edna, I thought, oh, thank Jesus, they're going to put on the white noise machine, because I can't stand the silence in the bedroom.
Like the ringing in my ears at night. I got one too, and up in the bed.
I got one just bird tweets.
No, I don't like that. I need a steady. I don't. You press
Gold
the buttons
noise.
and there's frogs and there's.
Oh, that's nice.
I can't listen to the raindrops one. It makes me want to pee my pants.
You'll wet the bed.
I don't want to pee in my bed.
Edna, you'll wet the bed, hon.
Well, then they'll make a movie about it, and Jonathan will buy the DVD.
He will. He'd buy that for $1.
Maybe.
Do you know what that's from? Do you know what that's from?
I don't know.
That's from Robert Cop.
Okay.
I think I made you watch
That's a good movie. That's the movie with the guy there.
Do we watch that on the radio show a long time ago?
I think you and Josiah might have watched that one. I don't know if I moved here yet. That might have been before I moved back.
I think Robert Cop yeah. So Peter
Sellers.
I don't like this movie. Did you like this movie?
No, didn't like this.
I don't want to see anybody's parts, but at least we got to see some boys and girls parts.
I should put out a challenge.
I
was just gonna beat my own challenge.
The one little wiener that we saw wasn't very impressive. But
So just one wiener. I was gonna say we gotta have a challenge because I think every movie we watched so far, every woman in each film showed their titties. But I think,
Taffy.
but Lady Gaga. I'm just saying.
Can you say the T
Yo,
word?
We're allowed to say that.
I'm
just gonna start saying.
on the internet.
I'm just gonna start. Well, you gotta toughen up, Edna, for the internet. I was gonna say there's all showing their bare titties, but then guess what? Joker Folly Do. We watched that, right? Yeah, Lady Gaga. She didn't.
No boobies in that.
Hers
one.
are on Netflix though.
Are they?
Yeah, am I allowed to say Netflix on this show?
I don't. Do we need to have a sponsor deal with Netflix?
I think we can
we
reference.
could be on Netflix.
Yeah.
We could be on.
Are we not
Netflix.
on? We might be on Netflix. I don't know.
See,
What's he
Golden
putting
Golden
this on?
Fears on Netflix.
I don't
I'm
know
working
about
on it.
that, Edna.
Working on it.
Oh,
They fund a lot of stuff, but I don't know if this is up their alley.
Jonathan wants to talk about his comedy skits again.
Oh, you're still doing your skits?
Oh no, he wants me to do it.
You're still doing
Okay.
your skits? Oh, that's
Okay.
nice, hun.
All
That's
right.
nice, honey.
Okay. So,
That's great. We should go out
so-
and watch him do his
So
skits.
Jonathan, I don't want to see it and have my sweet
I'll come
boy
see ya.
saying those words.
Well, I'll be right out there, Jonathan.
But he says on Wednesday, March 19th. Are you going to have this ready for that? I don't know.
I think so.
March 19th.
Can't imagine.
Comedy time at the Five and Dime. Okay,
What's that?
it's
Show.
Is that a bar?
Yeah. Okay. It's he said how much is pay what
you can.
you
Pay
can.
what you can pay.
I got
Get
some,
what you
I
get.
got
More
some,
like it.
I got some rolls of pennies I can bring in. Maybe we can go bring a
We
can of
should go out.
soup for the food bank.
Oh,
Maybe.
that's
No
nice.
charity.
Do they do? No, it's not that
Not
one.
that,
no.
Okay. And we got on Friday, March 21st. No jokes barred. Oh,
Oh,
that's his thing. That's
Show that he does.
it's at Wasted Day Brewing, and it costs $8 on the internet. But with the 2-for-1 deal, we could go
could
go
both
have
go.
these with two of us for one.
We could both go Friday 40 for
$4
each
each.
of us. Four doddies.
It's $10
Friday 40.
if you show up. But Jonathan likes to plan it out, so buy those tickets ahead of time
Get 'em
so
ahead
they
of time there.
they know.
Eventbrite.
And then Friday.
Wait, $8 advance, 2 for Edna. He's giving it away.
He's just I don't
just
know how
giving it
he's
away.
making any money on
I'm
I
not.
this.
don't think he
not.
might not be. He's always got a wad in his wallet. I see him walking around.
He's got that. Yeah, he doesn't go to the bank machine after those
doesn't.
shows.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, follow him
20
to his
bucks.
car.
and then Friday,
Don't follow me to my car.
April 4th at the Water Street Dinner Theater. I went there.
I love going to the dinner theater.
I remember we went and seen
just-
the rise
they put
of
the one
Drew
with the-
Peacock.
They put the one on his face and it was doing the mouth. Do you remember that, Edna? Did you
no.
ever see? Do you remember that, Edna?
No.
Oh my.
But Darren
Oh my.
Darren Frost
That
is
was so
is
funny.
a one man army. This is an army show,
Did
I
he
guess.
used to be a toothpaste?
No, he was. Oh, the big.
Was he a toothpaste?
The Listerine man.
Yeah,
The
he was a
Listerine
toothpaste.
Man. He
He's
was
a
a
That's
comedian.
nice.
man.
Comedian.
And,
That's nice.
So
That's cute.
Darren Frost and John Forward. He likes
Thank you.
to be John.
Yes. Don't embarrass him. Edna.
And Michelle Petite.
Oh, she's some
and-
funny. You ever heard her? You ever heard
No.
when she gets going about like doing the?
Oh, I'll go
some
see
funny.
that. That sounds
Oh,
funny.
Edna, you'd pee your pants.
I don't want to. I got just no. And
well, if you're gonna anyway.
and Jacob Tobias is
Okay.
there, and that
Okay.
one
I don't know
costs
if I know that fella.
$20.
I
Is
don't know if I
there
know that fella.
is there a 2-for-1? No, there's no 2-for-1 on that. $20. Darren Frost on April 4th.
I think you can bring your pets to that
there's
one.
There's one more on April 19th. He didn't write the details. He must have forgot when
Must
he wrote
have
this
forgot
down.
that one.
But April
Oh,
19th.
you're a good aunt to be paying attention
He's
to that.
he's doing a charity. I don't what charity. I don't and
Char-
a wasted day for Bad Words Productions. Why do you have to have bad words and no
That's
jokes?
just
What's that
Barred,
about?
bad words and
Is
these
that true?
movies.
You're making that up. Edna, is that the truth or a story?
It's written right here. On
Oh,
the
I
piece of
see.
paper.
I thought you said he just forgot to write it, but I
Well,
guess
he didn't write all the details.
I guess he didn't forget.
Didn't write them all. But anyway,
Thanks, young Jonathan.
take that away. Take
Get
that
it.
away, Jonathan.
Get it out of here. You get that out of here right now, you crazy.
Okay. Oh, Bad Words for a Good Cause. That's what it's called. He wrote it down on a piece of paper. I'll give it back to
Oh,
him.
good.
Though.
You wrote it down.
I forget. Who else? I don't know. But anyway, we watched. What is this? Serum of Dr. Blake
Or Voodoo Heart.
Voodoo Heartbeat. I guess they took his,
right.
they
Voodoo
took
Heartbeat. Yeah, they
his
did.
heart
They
out
did
at the
do
bit.
some voodoo and take his heart out.
Sometimes when they take that out in the
wasn't
movies,
beaten.
it beats,
No,
but
they
not
don't
in
got
this one.
that-
They ran out of.
they were out of that.
They didn't have a
No
beaten
beat
budget.
for
No
that.
beat budget. So that's Golden Fears.
Yeah.
My name is Edna Fairweather.
Oh, no, I'm just Taffy.
This is just Taffy.
Hello, how are ya?
And okay. So that's
Bye.
that's the show. We have to do it's
What?
That's the show. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Goodbye.
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Tune in next time. Are you okay?
Well, not only that, we've been sitting for 2 hours watching however much that was. I had to pee about 6 times.
They're